I'm down $7 and I'm not happy with what just happened. I can't say I'm not happy with the market, but I'm not proud of myself because I went against my trading rules. All right, so in this video I'm just going to show you what happened and the mistakes that I made and how I did analyze the market wrongly and later what happened. All right, so stick around. First things first, I started this analysis, that is cut JPY. I started the analysis from the daily as usual. I'm not going to remove this drawing because I want this video to be that much short. Okay, so I'll just explain this so fast. Look at this. Price gave us this kind of uptrend in a contraction way. All right, after identifying that, of course, I identified that price also had a potential to reverse, to go down. Look at this. We had this kind of a reversal structure, that is a double top that was being formed. Right, so right away I went back to the H4 and started to see what the market was trying to do and understand that is when I should make my decisions. Okay, that is sell position interest. So let's do this. Right over here, the H4, I saw that the market was somehow in a downtrend. Look at this. Gave us some sort of a lower low. Sorry, let me draw that once again. Gave some sort of a lower low, then probably I thought this was a lower high and I was expecting the market to continue dropping. Was I wrong? No, I was still correct. All right, so let's continue. So zooming in over here, I then went back to the H1 of just like that. Then let me show you where the market was before that move to the upside. Let me just show you something. So I did identify this kind of, actually I did this. Let me remove this trend line that I have over here. This is after correcting everything. So I had this trend line just like this. Okay, so with that marked, of course, I saw that price somehow did break out of this channel. So I was expecting price to continue dropping. All right, so price did trick me, guys. It did trick me. I saw something sort of a reversal, which was a head and shoulder. So this is what I was looking at. I saw that this was probably a left shoulder and this was a head. Now price did this, gave us a neckline, and of course it was going back for the right shoulder before continuing to drop down. Okay, so with that, of course, my confidence was looking great. So I was just trying to see whether I can get my sell entry position, and of course I wanted to get that sniper entry around this zone before price probably left me. All right, and of course my stop loss had to be above that zone. Okay, so let's continue. Everything is looking nice. Everything is looking nice. So now I made that sell entry over there. Then of course I had to swing this joint all the way down. All right, so what happened? Price continued going up. The moment I did make my sell entry, actually price did go to my direction around 3 pips. Then immediately price reversed on me, gang. Look at that. Price did reverse on me. All right, and you can see I was hit. My stop loss was hit. So I had to go back and remove everything and try to understand what went wrong. Right, so I started reanalyzing this market once again. This is what I came up with. I did make that as my support trend line. Okay, so with that I started now trying to understand what happened, of course, because my analysis were were looking great. Everything was great. I had the right confidence, but then price decided to stop me out. So when I did look at this, let me just go back to the H4. When I did look at this market nicely once again, I did zoom in. Right, I did zoom in with my eyes, guys. I did notice that this was the mistake, guys. The market was still in an uptrend. All right, the market is still in an uptrend. Look at that push. So there's no indication that the sellers are already in control. So this was just against my rule. Remember, my rule is I just have to make sure that the market is done away. For example, I was looking for sell entries. All I just had to wait was the market to break out of this downtrend. Uptrend, this one. I just needed to wait for market to break out of this uptrend to now give me a confirmation that now we are now in for our sell position. But I did not do that. All right, so I only looked at what the market was doing around this zone. So that made me make a wrong decision. All right, so for now I'm back once again and I'm looking for my sell position, and this time, guys, I have identified some structures that of course I need to wait for the market to break, and that is when I should be taking my position. Of course, I still have this kind of let me just go back to the H1. I still have this kind of confidence that this market of course has that potential to drop. All right, so look at this. We have this zone over here that the market is currently, we have that push, that uptrend. Okay, so when you look at that closely, I've identified some sort of a zone over here. I'm also seeing this kind of a confluence. We have that double top, all right, with those, should I call these, let me see, should I call these equal highs? I believe so. That zone should be an equal high. So I'm just trying to see if price breaks out of this immediate, this should be the immediate now higher low, this one. Then now I should see how I should be taking my sell position. But still in my mind, guys, we are still in this uptrend move, right? Look at this, we are still in this move to the up, right? So somehow this might be a sniper entry. If I do catch this price before it falls, it might be a sniper entry, that is if it plays out. But at the same time, I'm looking at this possibility, price might just do this drop to retest our trend line, then continues going up. So those are just things that I need to watch out and try to understand, right? With the time, price will tell me the direction. So I also did take a loss on GBP USD. Very stupid loss, a very stupid loss. All right, so let me show something. This is just after reanalyzing what went wrong. Let me just start back from the daily. Everything was looking great. Look at that, price was doing that, price was in a downtrend. Over here we can see that price is in a downtrend, right? All right, so let's go back to the H4. Now that we understand that price is in a downtrend, we are only going to look for sell positions. All right, so let me just zoom in and show something. Let me just show something. So we had last week, was it, I believe Friday, the market did drop from this zone over here. If I do this, let me just remove this. If I do this, if you look around this high over here, or rather let me just do this, from this zone over here, we can see that price did drop last week. That was Friday, right? So I had this kind of a trend line over here. So with that, I saw that we had a good confirmation that of course price is still in a downtrend. Look at that. Generally we are in a downtrend, gang. We are in a downtrend. Look at that. Price was giving us some sort of lower low, lower high. We had a lower low over here, lower high, some sort of a lower low, lower high, then lower low, and of course lower high. And of course I was expecting price to continue going down, right? So with that in mind, I started looking for my position. Of course the price did drop. So let's go back to the H1. Let me just show you what happened. Now the H1, I saw this kind of behavior that price was trying to do. When I did this, I saw the price had given us some sort of a trend line like this, right? So when price did give us that sort of a trend line, I saw that price also gave us a good confirmation to go to the down, lower low, lower high, lower low. So now the moment I saw that price had already broken out of this support over here, it just gave me a confirmation to just take my sell position. That is why I did take that my sell position over here and stop loss above that zone. And guess what? My take profit was all the way down. Okay. But when Monday came, that is yesterday, price started giving me some new structures. Look at this. So price did play out, then broke out of my trend line. This is what I'm talking about. Price did break out of this trend line. So I just had to start analyzing and understanding what this market is trying to do. Basically, I was having this confidence that when price probably goes up and now tries to break out of these previous lower high, then now everything changes. Okay, This time I had my stop loss above the previous week candlestick wick over here. Now when I saw that price broke out of this trend line, then now went back to this, inside this support, now it was a resistance, I just had to close my trade manually. I did not wait for price to hit my stop loss. All right, with that, now today I've done analysis once again. I've reanalyzed this market. Let me just show you. Just done analysis on this market, and guess what? I've seen something. All right, so when this happened, let me just show, let me just remove this. So basically what I've come to understand is that market was still in a correction. All right, generally everything over here is still a correction, and now I'm just disappointed because I'm supposed to really look deep into the market before making decisions. So that was just an impulse movement. So this was just a correction game. All right, remember price has not given us a touch to that previous trend line over here. Price did not give us that touch. So this was just a correction for this down movement. And when I did notice that I made this mistake, so I just had to console myself, guys. All right, because we don't lose, but we learn every day. We learn from mistakes. All right, so that was just a consolation. So when I zoom in, guys, I've seen that price has already given us some new structures. Look at that. We have that trend, that correction. So now that we have that kind of a trend, then now what? I'm seeing price trying to give me sort of a reversal. I don't know. Let me just go back to the H1. This is some sort of a reversal of an head and shoulder. That's an inverse head and shoulder. Look at this. We have that left shoulder over there, neckline, head over here, neckline. Now probably this is what's happening, right shoulder. Now that is what I'm expecting. All right, so there's no way I'm going to look for sell entries once again on GBP USD. There's no way I should be looking for sell positions over here, because when I did add this before, okay, let me just take you back. We had this as a trend line, right? So then remember, I did take my sell position over here. Let me just show you that mistake now in 3D. Let's do this. Okay, now if we do make our trend line just like this, look at this, just look at the mistake that I did make, guys. How do you expect somebody to make a sell entry at the support? Guys, how can you sell at the lowest zone? We have these policies, guys. We buy at the lowest zone but sell at the highest zone. I don't know if you guys get that, right? So let me just call that out. Over here, this is the lowest zone. So there's no way I was supposed to sell there. I should be buying there because that is the lowest zone. Let me just make that in bracket, right? So that's what's up. That was the lowest zone, right? So this is just a zone for bulls or for buying pressure. Rather, for me to make my sell entries, I should be making sell entries at the highest zone. Sell highest zone over here, right? That's what's up. So those are just mistakes that sometimes you make without you knowing, or rather I can say that is just me being careless. All right, remember, I had that confidence, man. I had the confidence, but I was really careless. Let me just show something over here. Just a minute. Let me just show something. Let me show something. Look at this. So careless. So talking about CAD JPY over here, these were my reasons for taking the entry. Price has touched the previous high, bounced off and changed character, right? This is what I'm talking about. We had price did touch this previous high, then now bounced off. The way I just told you, I did the wrong analysis, bounced off like that, right? Then change the character. Now I was looking for sell position over here, which is looking nice, and I was all right. I was okay. The analysis all right. But let's continue. Now price did retest the previous broken low and rejected, forming a head and shoulder. All right, over here. I talked about head and shoulder, right? Let's continue. Price also approached the resistance in a contraction channel, then broke it, then took my sell. This is the contraction channel I'm talking about. So I was expecting those sell entries. Then let's go after. What happened? Let me just show you that. Over here, I did take a loss. Why? I did make an early entry. I did not wait for price to give me confirmation whether to take a sell or wait, right? So let me just show you on that GBP USD. Here we go. So GBP USD, this is just the way I did explain. We were still doing that. That's how the market was looking like last week, right? So generally we are still in a downtrend, which was okay, right? But the market gave us the third touch on our trend line. That was the daily resistance. Okay, that was a lie. The market did not give us the third touch. There's no way I'm seeing a third touch over here. You guys can at least you guys can look at this. The market did not give us that third touch on the trend line over here, right? So with that tiny mistake over here, this was a very tiny mistake. Let me just mark that as red, right? The market did not give us that third touch. With that tiny mistake, I did not realize that all this thing that was happening was just a correction, right? So price did break out of the uptrend and form a continuation pattern at the 15. So that is what was happening. That was a wrong analysis, right? And finally, price broke out of the neckline with a bearish Marubozu candlestick at the 15 time frame. That is where I did take my sell position over here. And then what just happened after? Here is what happened. Boom! Look at that. Look at that. That was just correction. So I lost. The reason why I did lose was because the analysis were really crazy, stupid analysis, very careless, right? So I just had that confidence, right? At least I was thinking that I'm that god, man. Anything I touch should turn to blue, only wins. But then the market proved me wrong because I was in a rush, and then of course I just have to take that home. Right now, that's the price that you just have to pay for being stupid and careless. Okay, so with that, guys, I don't have a problem with what's happening. At least I've identified my mistakes and I'm now planning to move on. All right, guys, so that's what's up, guys. You need to check my Telegram channel, link in the description, and also join my community, guys. All right, so also give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, guys. So adios, amigos.